Hi, this is Finance and Investing Just Joey style, and we really got to talk about what we're doing in the market. We really got to talk about what we want, what we need. A lot of people say they want things, but they don't really ever have a plan to get there. So if you want $1 million, or you need $1 million, or whatever you need to retire, you have to have a plan to get there. In my channel, on my investing side, we focus strictly on growth, innovation, and longevity, ownership. Most of the people in the world don't have the money they need. Most of the people in the world need more money because they can't stop working. They have to go to work. They have to make more money. They have to do things that they don't want to do on a consistent basis every day because they're not financially free. So on my channel, we work towards financial freedom. We also work towards a goal and how to get there. I do the deep dives on the companies and the economy, and you put in the work. You figure out what it is that you need. You work with me and we'll figure out what you need to do. I can do budgeting as well. Short-term, medium-term budgeting. It's really not that hard. Add up the stuff that you buy, add up the stuff that you need, working it into a plan. That's what a budget is. It's a plan. It's not scary. It doesn't tell you what you can and can't. It tells you what you can and can't do, but you get to make that decision. When we're looking at the stock market, we're looking at actual businesses. We're looking at actual companies. We're not looking at just stock. That's the thing. So ownership. Ownership is extremely important. It is one of the most important wealth building tools that you need. Because if you don't own anything, you don't have anything. It's just like real estate. People get into real estate. When they have real estate, they don't sell off the real estate because it generates them income. Same thing with companies and stocks. These companies own real estate. So when you invest into a company and you have ownership into that company, you have ownership into the real estate that they own. So when you are a stock investor, you are also a real estate investor. I think the stock market is the greatest combination of investments in one place that you need. And guess what? You don't have to do any of the work. Literally. Especially when you got someone like me, we figure out what you need, we figure out what you want, and I help you understand how to get there. And you put in the work. But when we do the investments, the biggest part of the work is finding the money for the investments. If you already have money, great. Or if you're in a surplus, amazing. If you're not, we have some work to do before we can get to the other stage. However, the investing side, it's for longevity. It's for ownership. We don't want to sell off our ownership. When we buy new things of value, selling them off is usually a bad idea. Now, real estate, people understand how to make income off that because of rent. So that's reoccurring income. Well, guess what? We can rent out our stocks. We can rent out our shares of stocks. So it's very important that we get to lots of 100 so we can sell covered calls so we can generate income on our companies. Do we generate income right now? Maybe. But definitely later on down the road. When we increase our position sizes, increase the amount of money that we have invested in this, we can not only increase the share count, which increases our compounding. As these companies grow in value, they become more valuable. So the price of the companies go up over time, which increases our compounding by increasing our share count. So in just having one share of a stock and it goes up $1, we made $1. If we have 1,000 shares of a stock and it goes up $1, we made $1,000. So the exact same move goes up 1,000 times because of the ownership that we have. Now imagine this over time. Yes, it's the same on the downside. Volatility is going to be there because people don't understand how to value things. That's why the prices move so much. Plus there's a lot of changing factors. But time is one of your biggest factors. So holding on to these and having them for a long period of time is the way you build wealth. Then, like I said, once we build and build and build, we can eventually turn this into income. When we think about it, think about how much money you need every single month. Think about how much money you need every year. Think about how much money you need every week. And once we get to a number of how much we need either in a year, a week, or a month, we can decide how much money we need overall and what percentage we have to get every single year or every single month to fulfill our needs. That puts us into financial freedom. Financial freedom is the most amazing thing ever because we get to do what we want, when we want, where we want, with who we want. We don't have a job telling us what to do. We don't have our finances saying, no, you've got to go work 40 hours this week because you can't afford the electric bill. When we have the money there and the income coming in, we can choose to work instead of having to. We can choose work that we love, or we can choose to help other people with the extra free time, or spend more time with the people that we love. Financial freedom is the American dream, and I'll help you get there.